Father, be with us now, as we open this letter, bring back to my memory all that I've studied and read, and with the hearers that they will somehow learn something today that they can improve their lives. Pray in the name of your mighty Son, Christ Jesus. It's amazing how, as I study these 8 laws of health, that I realize how amazing God is. You know, He created this world, set everything in place for our benefit. As Seventh-day Adventists, along with the commandments of God, we try to obey the 8 laws of health, which can be summarized in the acronym NewStar: nutrition, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. We try to obey these laws because it helps us to improve our quality of life. Not so much our longevity, that's really a bonus, but our quality of life. This week, our knowledge will be on the benefits of sunshine. The benefits of sunshine. And God made 2 great lights. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Genesis 1:16. If you would have your home sweet and inviting, make them bright with air and sunshine. Remove your heavy curtains. Open the windows, throw back the blinds, and enjoy the rich sunlight, even if it be at the expense of the colors of your carpets. Testimonies for the Church, volume 2, page 527. There are a lot of benefits of exposing yourself to the sun, sensible sun exposure I'm talking here. And doctors, scientists, and those in the medical field, they're understanding these benefits more and more each day. Some of the benefits include: sunlight increases your serotonin level. Serotonin is the hormone in our brain that helps to boost our mood, and it helps us to stay focused and calm. It works in conjunction with another hormone in our brain called melatonin, which helps us to fall asleep at night. Sunlight relaxes nitric oxide from nitrogen compounds underneath the skin. Nitrogen oxide is very important because it acts as a vasodilator for our blood vessels, in the sense that it widens the blood vessels so that circulation can pass through. The blood can circulate much freely. Sunlight keeps our circadian rhythm in check. And as you know, our circadian rhythm is our body's internal clock that regulates certain biological processes, like our sleep-wake cycle, our appetite, our energy level, and even our body temperature. Sunlight protects us from certain diseases. We're finding out that exposure to sunlight helps to reduce the risk of certain diseases such as bladder, breast, and colorectal cancers, osteoporosis, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cardiovascular diseases, type 1 and type 2 diabetes, colds, influenza, depression, the list goes on. It's a long list. Now, sunlight will not cure these diseases, but over time, being exposed to the sunlight, it helps to reduce the risk of acquiring these diseases. Finally, sunlight aids in the production of vitamin D. As you know, vitamin D is very important. Vitamin D helps us to regulate our calcium and phosphorus level in our bodies, and sunlight helps that. There are risks, however, to being exposed too much to the sun, and these include sunburns, eye damage, aging of the skin changes, heat stroke, and worst of all, skin cancer in the form of melanoma, the worst form of skin cancer. Now, because of the risk factors involved in being exposed to the sun, many companies try to discourage individuals from going into the sun, which has caused a problem because they're not reaping the benefits of sun exposure, sensible sun exposure. And for the remaining of this presentation, we focus a little bit on vitamin D, which is the sunshine vitamin, which is known as. Many people today are deficient in vitamin D. And we need to know that the best source of vitamin D is sunlight. It's the best source. Not only that, but being exposed to the sun, you cannot get too much vitamin D from the sun. Outside of that though, if you take vitamin D supplements, that's when you run the risk of being getting too much vitamin D in your system. But being exposed to the sun, you won't induce too much vitamin D in your system. The recommended daily amount of vitamin D that the Food and Drug Administration recommended is 600 IU per day. You can easily get that in the sun just by being there for 15 minutes, depending on your skin type. This will help you to keep your serum levels greater than 30 nanograms per milliliter, which is the recommended level in your blood of vitamin D that we recommend. Anything below 20 nanograms per milliliter is considered deficient. And then when you drop below 10, it's really bad. You really are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D plays a whole host of functions in our bodies. And they're understanding this vitamin more and more. As a matter of fact, some doctors say that it's not really a vitamin, it's even more than that. Hear how one doctor puts it. Many people are turned off by these claims and say it's impossible that one thing is involved in so many different disease processes. But they're unaware of the mechanism of vitamin D. It is actually a steroid hormone, the cursor, that turns genes on and off. There are at least 1,000 genes that are directly regulated by vitamin D. It's from Dr. John Cannell. Now, there are some factors that prevent our bodies from absorbing vitamin D. 4 of the main factors are your location in terms of latitude on the planet. Those of us who are closer to the equator, it's best for us because within those regions, 37 degrees above and below the equator, the sun is more intense in those areas, and our bodies are able to absorb vitamin D within those ranges. As you increase in latitude, above 37 degrees, north or south, the intensity of the UVB rays, those are the rays that actually help to produce vitamin D, actually decreases. Second factor is the time of day. Because of the angle of the sun in relation to the earth, during some times of day as the earth passes around the sun, we find that UVB rays are mostly intense during the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Outside of that range, it's very difficult for you to produce vitamin D because UVB rays only occur during those time of day, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Give and take 1 hour for daylight saving time. Third factor is the time of year. As the earth again moves around the sun during the seasons, it's particularly more intense during the summer months, which is why it's important that you top up, increase your levels during those summer months, so that you can have enough for the winter, where the sun is not out so long as in the summer. And the last major factor is the pigmentation of your skin. Since there are 6 different types of pigment types, type 1 through 6, we find that those with type 4 through 6 have more melanin in their skin, so they are able to prevent sunburn and get skin cancer. Those with type 1 through 3, they are able to get vitamin D much quicker than those with type 4 through 6 because they have less melanin. So they can stay in the sun just for a few minutes, 15 minutes on average, and get the same amount of vitamin D that a person with type 4 through skin type would have to stay twice the amount. So those are just some of the factors. Some of those are uncontrolled, except for where you choose to live. There are other factors, however, that prevent vitamin D absorption, such as obesity. The more fat you have, the harder it is for you to absorb vitamin D. Your age, those are over 60 and over, it's particularly hard for them to produce the same amount of vitamin D when you were younger. That's why it actually takes twice the amount of time. Changes in work environment. Most of us are spending too much time at work, 8, 10, 12 hours and not getting enough sunlight. That affects it too. Lifestyle changes. Compared to our European counterparts, we're getting only 2 weeks of holidays compared to those in France who are getting like a month. We're spending less time, outdoors on vacation. Too much clothing. This is particularly true for Bedouin women in the Middle East who cover 90% of their skin. So they're not being exposed a lot to the sun. Excessive use of makeups and sunscreen. A lot of ladies wear a lot of makeup which actually blocks UV-B rays to really absorb vitamin D, to make vitamin D. And also globalization and migration. A lot of individuals are moving to regions where their body type wasn't made for. And finally, deliberate avoidance. Some people are just so scared of the sun, they just avoid it completely and don't reap these benefits. So the question is, how can we gain all these benefits from sunlight without, acquiring all these risks of skin cancer and so on and so forth? Well, I have 8 recommendations. I'll go through them quickly for the sake of time. Number 1, choose the right time of day to go in the sun. Remember, the best time to go into the sun to make vitamin D is between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Outside of that window, you can't make vitamin D. Alright, so choose the right time to go in the sun. Number 2, get enough, but don't overdo it. Yes, you do need it, but don't stay too long in the sun. As a matter of fact, the aim of the game is to get little frequently. Don't get too much at one time. As a matter of fact, in the spring, you should gradually increase your time out in the sun so you can build up a resistance for sunburn. So in the spring, you should go you should build it up like 8 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 12 minutes the next day, until your body is able to tolerate the sun. It's good to build it up. So get enough, but don't overdo it. Number 3, protect yourself, of course. If you're gonna be in the sun for an extended period of time, by all means, wear a hat when you go outside, Protect yourself. Wear proper clothing, and so on and so forth. Sunscreen is an iffy. Be careful of sunscreens. As you know, the Food and Drug Administration a few weeks ago just released a report that the ingredients in certain sunscreens is actually seeping in our bloodstream. That is dangerous. Not only that, but sunscreens actually block the UVB rays that actually make vitamin D in the sunscreen. So if you're gonna go for sunscreens, go for the more natural ones. Alright? And try to make your own. Number 4, open up the windows. As the pen of inspiration says, open up the windows, remove the blinds, let the sun in. There's something beautiful about the sun coming inside your home. There's healing in the rays of the sun. Number 5, get enough during the summer months, as I stated before, so that you can build up a good amount for winter. As you know, you have individuals in the north. They usually come down south, for that particular reason, to get their vitamin D up, because it's very difficult to make vitamin D when you go above 37 degrees latitude. That's above Atlanta. The further north you go, it's harder it is. Number 6, check your vitamin D levels. As I stated before, the tolerable level is 20 nanograms per milliliter. You will see that on your medical report. If you're falling below that, speak to your medical doctor and ask them what you can do. And number 7, you can actually get your vitamin D from other sources too. Alright, so don't rely too much on the sun for your only source. Yes, the sun is the best source of vitamin D, no doubt about that. But if you know you're not getting enough from the sunlight, get it from other sources. Foods such as fortified cereals, orange juice with vitamin D in it. If you're not a vegan or vegetarian, you can get it from cod liver oil, which is really the best source outside of vegan or vegetarian. But think about that. It's a very important vitamin. And last but not least, number 8, get a sun tracking app like D-Minder. It's a very good app. It actually helps to track your vitamin D levels based on your location on the earth and clothing that you're wearing. It actually helps you to know when you're about to get a sunburn. I've used this app before, it's pretty good. Ladies, if you wish to be strong and healthy and desire to possess true beauty and not the sentimental shadow of it, see the glorious, God-given sunlight and bask in the smiles of the light and life of the world. Let it enter freely into your dwellings and occupy no room where it cannot and does not enter. Be out of doors all that you can, every day, and especially when the sun shines. Sunlight is one of the best tonics and beautifiers in the world. Therefore, men, women, and children, one and all, should seek it as one of the great natural agencies which help to form the elixir of life. The Health Reformer, April 1st, 1871, paragraph 14. Right now, we definitely need the sunlight and all that it brings, all the benefits that it brings, but eventually, we won't need the sun. Revelation 14, Revelation 21, verse 23. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. For the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Amen.
Amen.